Good evening, everyone. I've got a little present here for you. It's an extra present. It's got nothing to do with gaming, it's got nothing to do with screaming, it's got nothing to do with movies, it's got nothing to do with the usual stuff. It's got to do with Christmas. Now, a year or so ago, when I was celebrating Christmas, back with my family, I was having a discussion, and we were talking about how we as kids were brought up to talk about Father Christmas, which is what we call him in the UK here. I know Americans call him Santa Claus, and he's pretty much the same thing. But then we also said, the Dutch, they've got Sinterklaas, and I think it's, is it the Germans who have someone called Tom or something like that? And I can't remember what we spoke about, but there were loads of different things. And I thought that what I would do, just like maybe for my kids or maybe for anyone who wants to know, is do what I think traditionally as Father Christmas, what I consider to be part of this holiday. I know perfectly well Christmas is nothing to do with giving and receiving gifts and all that commercial stuff. But that's not for here or now. What I'm doing is it's what we believe in as kids. It's what we've got as story for, what we think about Father Christmas and that magic that you feel as a kid. So what I did was I went away and I wrote a poem. It's quite a long poem, but it pretty much sums up what I think of traditionally as Father Christmas, Santa Claus. So anyway, without much further ado, if you would like to listen, then listen. If you wouldn't like to listen, don't troll in the comments, just leave now. If you are going to listen, then close your eyes, sit back, enjoy the music, and enjoy the poem, basically. Okay. I haven't given it a name yet. I might just call it Father Christmas. As days become far shorter and nights grow bitter cold, and as December passes on, it brings a tale of old. For once a year during the night, once the sun's rays dissolve from sight, and long before the morning light, the mystery and magic from the far north shall unfold. All the children round the world are tucked up in their beds, with dreams of joy and gladness too, dancing in their heads. Each child knows well that once they wake, they'll find gifts which they'll gladly take. What happy children they will make! This is the tale of Father Christmas and the path he treads. He wakes up from his slumber and a great yawn cracks his jaws. So far away, up to the north on freezing distant shores. He dons his coat and scarf once more, then hurries out with bales of straw, until he reaches the stable door, where 8 proud reindeer stand before their master, Santa Claus. He brushes each beast lovingly whilst feeding them their oats, until each reindeer's warm inside with shiny, glossy coats. The last reindeer, it must be said, he leads the pack afore the sled, a nose that shines the brightest red. His name is Rudolph, much upon him now his master dotes. With reindeer saddled, fed and groomed, Saint Nick now tends his sleigh. Though ages old, a wondrous sight, still gleaming to this day. With gold and scarlet intertwined, and illustrations where you'll find the workings of Père Noël's mind. He buffs the woodwork, oils the reins, and sees they do not fray. So now the jolly old man checks upon his faithful elves, the little men and women stacking goods upon the shelves. Their sweets and fruits picked from the glade, and games and toys the elves have made, wrapped in paper of every shade. Father Christmas looks on fondly while they busy themselves. And do the elves ask to be paid for their fantastic ware? Of course not! Elves are friendly souls and so eager to share. They only ask for treacled rice, which, elves say, tastes rather nice. It also feeds their pet white mice, so thus St. Nicholas treats them well with dignity and care. Now look, he gathers toy cars, dolls, blue socks and strawberry creams, and puts them all in his great sack, it's bulging at the seams. Then with the elves' help and with haste, he lugs the sack back to the place where his red chariot awaits, to cart around the world the gifts of every child's dreams. There's not much time, for now the sun is really rather low, so Santa must get ready, for it's nearly time to go. He finds his clothes all warm and snug, and his lap blanket and his rug, then gives his beard a comb and tug. This man is a sight to behold, quite splendid, don't you know? His hair and beard and moustache too are brilliant snowy white. His cheeks are round and red, and wobble when he has a fright. Hat, suit and trousers, scarlet red, just like his beloved sled, but these are trimmed with white instead, and big black boots adorn his feet, darker than the night. The sun's red peak has sunk below the snowy horizon. Santa climbs up on the sleigh, in seconds they have risen. With one sharp crack, away they go, through the frosty, powdery snow, so speedy we should ever go. St. Nick's amazing spectacle now quickly hurries on. High up in the air are they, and so he checks his list. For every child, good or bad, he'll have gifts or desist. How he knows this, no one knows, nor how around the world he goes in just one night, although it shows that Father Christmas' magic by a long way is the greatest. Upon the snow-topped roofs he sets his grand reindeer down, of every house in every village, farm, city and town. And down the chimney does he slide, although he seems to be too wide. Look now, he's magically inside the house where children slumber deep, each in their dressing gown. A mince pie and a glass of sherry, a carrot for his steeds, the children left upon the table to fulfil his needs. He eats and drinks with gusto now, then smiles why his content does show, and gives a gracious courteous bow, so to his sack he hurries now to carry out his deeds. 3 coloured stockings hanging o'er the fire he passes by. He clicks his fingers, then into the stockings presents fly. Like fireworks fantastical, the stockings yield to magic's pull until they are completely full, and Father Christmas gives a nod, a twinkle in his eye. Then with a nod and flick of the wrist he promptly disappears. He does this deftly now, for he has practiced it for years. Up to his sleigh and mounts he bounds, a whistle given, magic sounds, and once again to other towns he does the same until the frosty morning sunshine nears. In the end, once morning comes, he flies back to his snowy home, and retires once again under the white and frosty dome. The children wake early to find that Father Christmas there has dined, and left them gifts, how very kind, until next year when he shall wake, and, bearing gifts, the world he'll roam. So yeah, that's my Father Christmas poem. I hope you've enjoyed it. Took me a long time to write, and I really enjoyed doing it, and I hope it just gives you an idea of the kind of magic you get to experience as a kid, or certainly the magic I got to experience as a kid when I learned about Father Christmas. So yeah, anyway, hope you're enjoying all the videos this December, and Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.